Hey guys, welcome to PQ, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's song is a request from actually two of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee with a little bit of a change. The Van Morrison that we're doing, the suggestion came from David and Thomas, but David suggested another song of Van Morrison, but we thought it's a good idea to start with this one, Brown Eyed Girl, that Thomas suggested. So thank you both for your song request and for your suggestion, because we've never done Van Morrison on this channel, and I don't think I've ever heard Van Morrison's song. For the longest time, I thought Jim Morrison and Van Morrison are the same person. And Jim Morrison, if you remember, we did a video on him. He was the main singer of The Doors, the one in 27 Club, which we made a playlist. Yeah. I can put a link for that whole playlist. We did a full playlist on 27 Club artists. And then I realized they're two different people. So now I haven't heard anything from him. So we thought we should just give it a listen and start it on this channel. So we decided to do Brown Eyed Girl for today.
Well, I'm very also excited for today's video because we have both brown eyes and not so many, there are not so many songs about brown-eyed people.
Exactly.
Black, yes, and also other colors, but I think two less brown, the songs with brown eyes.
The fact that we're both brown-eyed had nothing to do with choosing this song, by the way, if you guys are watching, but we just thought it's a good idea. But now that you pointed it out, maybe I was a little biased in choosing this song. So I'd say let's just go get it started.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with our hearts a thumping, and you, my brown-eyed girl, and you, my brown-eyed girl. And whatever.
Let's just wait here. I think it's the first verse. I just want to point something out for you to listen to. It's the bass line. It's kind of hard to hear. I feel like we need we have earbuds, but I think we need good headphones, and we don't have them. So I think with headphones maybe you could hear it a little better, but it started right in the beginning, that it started with that, but then it kind of like came like underneath everything, but you can hear like the beats of the bass. That was so cool. I feel like with like a good, if you are in the thing, you can almost hear the vibration of those bass lines. It was so cool. I also love the intro of it. It's just, I don't know, there's something about that very simple guitar intro, but in general, like solo guitars that have also like a very, very simple harmony. They also like very like cute and very catchy and very like, I don't know, comforting. You just instantly like a song when it starts like that.
Brown-eyed girl. And whatever happened to Tuesday and so slow, gone down the old man with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, a brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, just like that? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-
let's just wait here too as well, and then I think we have one more section. One thing that I noticed that is so cool is, I mean, I noticed it more when he was singing sha-la-la, like whatever vocalizing that he was doing, but throughout the song, his voice and delivery is just so, like, so, I guess, intimate and conversational. That's the best way I can put it. Like, it feels like he's just talking to you. A lot of, like, some singers have that quality, or like they choose to like have that. It really didn't feel like he's on a stage and then he's the performer and then we are the audience. Just by the way that he was singing, it felt very conversational, that he's just talking to you in the same level, not from like a stage like further there or like up there and we're down here. So I love that about his delivery, because I think it's just really also, it gives that this song very that intimate feel that it needs, because it's just talking about, it's a very romantic song, so you don't want it to be too performative, I guess. So it just feels like very intimate and like a suitable for a small audience kind of thing, not like a huge arena or a stadium that he's singing, that just doesn't match that vibe.
Yeah, and it was funny because as you said, talking about the bass line, I started to listening to it. I mean, it was hard, yeah, because it's hard to listen to it now, because it's really low, the notes that it was playing. But I found it very interesting that exactly before you paused again, they gave the bass line like a semi-solo part, so you could hear it better, and you could say, "Ah, okay, yeah, that's cool." But you didn't pay attention that it was the whole time. You could hear it the whole time, and the whole time this bass thing was there. But you may think that, this is the first time that this instrument comes here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go a little back to that little solo, and then we can listen to the rest of it.
So hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la in the green grass?
It's interesting because as I heard the song began with the bass line, and also there was also an instrument with I don't know, a special kind of color. It wasn't the whole time there, but sometimes it was like it was playing like a little longer notes, and it has like a not that it was not that low, and in a higher you know part. It was a layer. Sometimes it was there, it was, and sometimes not. But with the whole thing, and also the theme and the melody that they chose for especially exactly the bass line, it reminded me of like this, I don't know, ocean music. I don't know how to say it, but for example in Ariel, the cartoon, I don't know if it was a crab or like animal, an animal similar, but he was playing some music during the cartoon, and the sound was exactly like that, like exactly. I could really imagine that this was the background music of that. And the funny thing is that in one of the songs, he exactly used this sha-la-la-la. You know, one of the songs, it was like, and as I heard it, I was like, oh, they even use, maybe it's like a typical word or like a thing for like this kind of music, that it reminds you of an ocean. I don't know how to say it. And also I have to say that the cover is also funny,
Yeah, I
because
was
it
gonna
looks
say
like an
that. Then
eye.
you said, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
actually the cover.
yeah, a brown eye, that the inside there's the singer.
Yeah, I think the harmony is actually very, it was very simple harmony, which I appreciate because I think it made it very like catchy, but at the same time very, I guess, like accessible, so easy to listen to for anybody. Again, matches with the vibe of it, because again, it feels like comes from the same level as the audience, so you don't want to be too complicated. And I think it's R&D. Yeah, this is 1 4 1 4 1, and then I think at some points it just goes to the dominant, to the A major as well. So it was very interesting that the whole song revolves around mostly 3 chords, which is not untypical, like it happens a lot, but in my head it's actually harder to make it interesting if you have less options, because then you really have to like avoid having like being repetitive or getting in the same loop over and over again. So I think they did a good job at that, because the interludes with the guitar, and then like the little part in the solo, that kind of like everything emptied out and you could just hear the bass, and then you could hear the bass that had such a cool bass line. I forgot what it was, but it was like the pitches. But it was very interesting the way that they arranged it. You wouldn't really feel like, oh, it's the same harmony.
Yeah, and I have to say that we are listening to the audio version of it, I mean studio version of it, but I can really imagine if it was a live a concert, this part that he was playing, like sha-la-la, this part is the part that audience definitely would participate in it and would sing like all together. And I think it was really also one of the purposes of putting this, because he was like, yeah, it's so the story that I'm saying is so relative to so many people, and it's just like, you know, a simple story that so many people would experience it, and this would be maybe the part that everybody could just participate and sing together, so that they feel also involved in it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, speaking of the lyrics that you said, that I think, yeah, that's why it's so like relatable, because I feel like it's just so, the lyrics were so innocent, and it kind of like reminded you of maybe your youth years, your first love. It kind of had that feeling, like when, if you were a teenager, or like if you were a young adult and yeah, you had your first love. It kind of reminds you of that. So it has like a feel of maybe nostalgia, or like a bittersweet moment to it. But at the same time, the rhythm was kind of bouncy, almost, I guess you could kind of dance with it, but it was not, I guess it was not fast enough to dance. But there was such a like a bounce to it. It didn't feel heavy. The song was like, ooh, we are just like, I don't know, like bouncing or like skipping or like jumping somewhere. So I like that. I guess the tempo was really like something in the middle, like on the edge of almost being dancey, but at the same time it was like very like forward moving, and then not heavy at the same time, but not too dancey. So that was also very interesting, that the choice of tempo. I don't know, that was cool actually. I guess that was a good Van Morrison start. And if you guys like that, we can definitely do more. I'm not actually that familiar, or at all familiar, with his songs or works. So if you guys have other suggestions, we would be happy to check them out. So thank you, David and Thomas, for suggesting this song, and thank you guys for watching us. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there is a Buy Me Coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Bye!
Bye!